T2RX6 here, back for another third-party review, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Maketoys, Bulldozer, and Excavator, and these guys are pretty nice. I really like how they look like real-world vehicles, which is a plus over Hercules. The Hercules vehicles aren't bad, but these look like exactly like you would see sitting on the side of the road. The downside is they're a lot smaller than the Hercules toys. But I don't really want to compare the Hercules toys because it's not really fair, I guess, in terms of size. I really want you just to form your own opinion on this set itself and not necessarily compare it to Hercules. I will compare Hercules to the final product, but I don't think we need to see the alt modes and stuff side by side because they both have their own aesthetics. Now, these guys are small, and as a size comparison, here is the Fans Project Warcry, I believe his name was, who's about scout-sized, and you can see that they're pretty much scout-sized in their vehicle modes. The plastic quality on these is very similar to this, in my opinion. Actually, I think this feels a little bit nicer than this, but I can definitely see where people can draw the conclusion that these might be the same companies. I'll bring him back a little bit later in the review for the bot mode comparison, because surprisingly, these guys aren't really scouts when they turn into their bot modes. So, the only thing I don't like about this is that the treads have no wheels or anything, so they just sit like that. Now, I don't really play with my toys, and these are not really the types of toys that you're going to get a young kid, so I suppose the wheels don't really matter very much, but I am kind of surprised that they're not there. It does make a nicer looking tread though when you can't see anything else. There's a ton of detail in there that's really begging for some paint to try to bring it out, and I may have had that, I can't lie. The rest of the details are really nice. You got the really nicely painted hydraulics. The cab is pretty nice looking. And then the Maketoys company. Maketoys Constructicon company? I don't know. When it comes to this arm, you get movement at 1 piece and 2. There's nothing on the bucket, which I feel is kind of a oversight. Like, there's never anything that really makes you feel like it's scooping, and I feel like for play value on these guys, or even posing them with the rest of the Constructicons, it would be really nice to have this bucket move, but hey, what can you do? Let's go to the Bulldozer here, and he's a little less interesting, I'd say. Again, exactly the same treads, well, they're not exactly the same. They're really close though. The transformation scheme of their legs is identical. Actually, the transformation of most of these two toys are identical. The blade of the plow, again, you can rotate the pieces up and stuff, and you can rotate it like that. There's no movement of the hydraulics though. Along with them, you get this piece here, which is quite clearly going to form part of the gun, and what you can actually do is you split it in half, or you flip this out and you can split it in half, is what I meant to say. And these tabs actually slide in together pretty tightly, so it can be difficult to do. And you can actually take these, and I believe they only show this on this guy here, but you can do it on either. You have to take this little slot, and you'll see that they have the pieces sticking out, and you can somehow you can, oh, that's right, I'm sorry, you're gonna use these slots, not that one. These rear slot, or front slots here. And you can kind of peg these in to give some kind of weaponized mode. These are hard to get in. I don't really like these. So you can add this, which I don't really feel like it really does anything, to be honest. I don't like how that looks. And we can do it to both of them here. Flip my camera back that I just bumped. On this one, it's I guess a little more compact. But I don't know. I don't really like that. I don't know what it's supposed to be, and my mind can't come up with anything. So these also have the guns that extend out, and we'll put them aside for later. The final pieces that it comes with are these little trailers, and I'm pretty sure these are the ones that are being pulled by Mixmaster, and I think Hook is pulling them. We have two. They do have stickers on it that say L, and I guess R fell off somewhere. Really, I'm going to take these stickers off anyway, because you can pretty much tell which one's going to be left and right once you actually have them folded out. And these, I think we're going to end up seeing extra accessories for that are going to come with the other bots. At least I hope so. Because you got this square peg here, and you actually got these handles that can come out. And so it looks like it'd be some kind of like drilling apparatus or something. But you definitely need some kind of piece on here to make it seem worthwhile. How these work is you just kind of flip this open, and out comes your fist. And quite clearly, that is his right hand. And each finger is articulated, but they're just the same shape, which is fine. I don't need any more articulation than that. I actually can't stand full finger articulation. It gets on my nerves. So to get him into R mode, it's easier to do it once he's in his vehicle mode. So what you're going to do is start by separating the top from the treads here, and then just kind of fold this connector, swivel it down, and fold it out. And this piece is going to click into place there, and you can just extend everything out and forward and put the connector like this. Now you can take the treads here and you can plug them back into the side. You should be able to fit this piece there in between. And just kind of plug everything in. And the last thing you're going to do is take this and put it like that. So that's going to be on his one shoulder. And what's interesting about this, so we know that he's the left. This one works a little more like the Scramble City in the sense that you could plug it in the opposite way. And they do use unique connectors. Now, when you're going to plug these in, you want to squeeze these little buttons on the side here, because that retracts in the top. And you can take that and you can, if I can get it in properly, you can take it, once you're squeezing it, you can slide it in place, and that's going to give it a nice secure connection. And that's not really going anywhere. And you want to rotate the hand because that's going to be his elbow. Now I'm a little concerned about the amount of movement he's going to get, but so far it looks good, especially if we get a full shoulder swivel. So there's one of our arms, and doing it to the Bulldozer is exactly the same thing. It's exactly the same connector. Just kind of take it, lock this in place, connect these back together. There we go. Put that in. Position the blade however you like. And never seem to get these in on the first try. There we go. And now we have our second arm. Facing the wrong way, of course. There we go. So now we got our two arms of Devastator, and you can see how they're gonna look. You are tacking on the construction vehicle with an added arm now. So to take them off, of course, remember to do this, otherwise you're gonna mess up the connectors, and it's very easy to mess them up. And we'll go ahead and just fold these all away and just get them stored up. Next time you see them, we'll be combining some things. Well, you'll see the trailers again, just to show you how they interact with the other figures. So, next time you see the fists, though, we'll be combining them. Yep. Alright, so we can pretty much leave our guys with their combiner board sticking out, because we're gonna need to do that anyway. So let's start with the Bulldozer, because he tends to frustrate me a little bit more than the other guy. So what you're gonna do is just kind of unpeg that together, and you can just kind of work on folding some of this stuff out of the way for now. And I just bring it all the way down like this. Bring the legs down, and you kind of want to figure out here how you can take the blade and split it, and you want it to clear the treads, which I find can be a pretty big problem. So you just kind of have to mess with it a little and get these to go back behind him, and then you can work the tread. So he has the two pieces sticking out, and you can see in the process of doing that, I had to basically get his waist in the position. So we'll just finish doing that right now. Now what you're gonna do is take this tread assembly and just kind of twist it like this, and you'll see it'll snap apart there. And you're gonna take the tread assembly and just kind of slide it up, and it's gonna click, and it's not gonna flop around anymore. Let's break this one off here. You can see that when this one's not in position, it's loose, it's tight. Once you click it in, it's tight. So you got this, and what you're gonna do is rotate it so the side of the tread is now on the front, making a little knee pad there, and flip down his foot and spin it around, and then finally bring down this heel spur. I'm a big fan of these heel spurs. I don't feel like they touch the ground very much, but whatever, we'll get to that later. So now you got that, you can adjust the shovel, which the instructions say your shovel should look something like this. And you can do whatever you want with the shovel, whatever makes you happy. And let's raise the camera here so we can get a little bit better view of what's going on. I find his head on the Bulldozer extremely frustrating because it's stuck inside this thing, as you can see, and it's real easy to get it out that way. Unfortunately, the head doesn't push through this way. So what you have to do is usually end up messing with it a whole bunch, and you're supposed to kind of angle the bracket forward like that, and then the head's supposed to slide out, but mine never ever comes out easy. Usually I have to mess with it a whole bunch, and then eventually I'll get the right grip on it and it'll come out. So that is kind of frustrating to me. I don't particularly like how the head locks in there, but whatever, it's out now, who cares. So now that we have that out, you can take this down, and when you push it in, it's actually going to click into place to make that a little more solid. It should click on both sides. Mine's only clicking on the one. Oh no, I'm sorry, it's the gray pieces that kind of click, so it is going to move a little. So there you go, put his head in position, and now just kind of rotate his arms around and clean him up. And it takes spinning things, and your final one that you're going to do is take his wrist out here, and just kind of flip it out. So, better show that. Again, flip his arm around, flip it around, and wrist. It's just on a ball joint that swivels in and out. So, you can see, he's pretty well done. Just have to, again, do what you want to do with the shovel. I feel they get in the way a little bit. And what's disappointing about this guy is that there's really nothing you can do with the connectors in the robot mode. So you're just kind of pushed up against the back. And from the front it hides pretty well, but from the back it's pretty ugly. Let's flip it like that. I like the shovels like this better just because they take up less room. Nah, I like them this way. Less ugly. I don't know. The shovels do definitely get in the way on this guy. And I find this seems to be the case on both of these two guys. And it seems like it's going to be the case on the upcoming release too. Just because of like the crane arm. And it just seems to be these attachments. They don't seem to go and hide away as nice as the Hercules ones. But again, I shouldn't really be talking about Hercules. Alright, so we'll put him aside. I don't know why he has blue visor. Everybody else on the team has red except for Mixmaster, who has yellow. And he has blue. He just looks so heroic. I don't know. I like him in the G2 colors though. I don't feel compelled to get the green. And we'll get to our Excavator here. And really, on the Bulldozer, I should have done this first and pulled his legs down because it makes pulling everything else out easier. But hey, what can you do? So this time I did it right. We can rotate the legs down. Again, same exact transformation of the treads. Rotate it. Rotate. Rotate. And pull down. Rotate, flip down, rotate, and pull down. Same exact feet, which is okay, because they should. They both have treaded feet, so there's nothing wrong with that. Now we can take this down, put his waist in position. We'll just leave his horrible connector port poking out the back for now, and split his arms. And again, you'll see, as we rotate it on out, that we got a big piece of something hanging off there. So once that's out, we can flip his arm down. We can, this one we don't have to rotate, we just have to rotate the fist. And you just kind of figure out what you want to do with the scoop because it's just in the way. I like to leave it like that personally. So we'll do that again on this side, rotate it down, rotate that down, and flip this around. Now his head is a little more frustrating to me because how it swivels in, I couldn't figure out what I was supposed to do, but I think all you're supposed to do, because it doesn't seem to pull in or out really, is just kind of lift it up gently over. And there's a little notch right there that will fit a tiny little tab just to show you've got it in the right position. And there you go. And you just take this connector piece and again just kind of fold it up so it looks just fine from the front, but again it's pretty ugly from the back. And these guys, they have this tendency to look really good from certain profiles, and then other ones, I mean, he just looks so skinny the way his head is, but from the front he looks pretty cool. And what's nice about these guys over the Hercules mold is that because they have all the ball joints and stuff like that, you really can get some nice looking posing out of these guys. And that part is really nice. For instance, this guy, I love, you know, he always looks like he's ready for a fight. And I like that. You can't really get that kind of pose out of the Hercules bots. Now, you can take, of course, his accessories here and they will now utilize this tab and just plug it into the side, and you can give them some kind of arm cannons similar to something Megatron might have, if you so choose. And since you got 2 of them, you can give 1 to each of them. And if you want them to look different, of course you can slide it on in, whatever you want to do. I think it looks better with the guns out. So if you remember our little war cry from the beginning, you can see that he doesn't fare so well when it comes to the transformation. So these guys, although having scout-sized alt modes, are much closer to being deluxe-sized in robot modes. Considering the price of Warcry, I think that they're really good deals. If you really want to get a classic style Devastator, I really think that these guys are a good option. They're fun to play with, the transformations aren't very hard, they look good so far. Whether you want the green or the yellow version, that's up to you. The green version, you have to buy them all at once. You will save money buying these guys over Hercules, and they do have a really nice looking combined boat from what I see. But it depends which aesthetic you prefer. I will withhold my judgment on them, but say that I enjoy these guys way more than I was expecting I was going to. So this is T2RX6. I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and I'll see you next time.